Welcome back, Cozy Travelers. If you're new to my channel, thank you for clicking on the video. And if you're now seeing a few of my videos, I thank you for watching. Today's video I'm really excited about because it is one I've been really excited to do, and that is the spring lineup for my pens. I had done my second video ever on this channel as my winter lineup, and that I just kind of did like a running list, and this time around I wanted to change it up a little bit. But before I do that, if you haven't seen my video, I'll put it up on the little note card. But basically, this is what my lineup was, which was all of these 13 pens. And I'll just kind of give a brief run through of what ended up kind of staying and what kind of changed before I jump into my spring pens. I did have the thought to do a mid-season check-in. I did kind of miss that point because I got so wrapped up in other ideas I really wanted to do. So, but the next thing I knew was already the end of February. So it was like, okay, maybe for spring I'll do a check-in. But for right now, I'll just kind of let you know what stayed and what didn't. So first off, right off the bat, the Jinhao 82 in the Sailor Manyo Neko Yanagi. I uninked probably a month in because it was so close in color to the unicorn. I typically like to have different shades in my lineup for my daily journals, so that ended up going. The other one that didn't stay too long, only because I had used it for so long, was the Travelers Company brass pen with Birmingham Tiger's Eye. That is a what I call like a perfect pairing, and that I've used at that point for like 4 or 5 months. So I thought a little change of pace was nice. So what I replaced it with was the Birmingham Pen Company Interstellar Bronze with Leonardo pen. And that was for a few weeks before I swapped it to the pen I mentioned in my Philly pen show haul, this little mini Sailor. And this is inked up with Troublemaker Abalone. And this is what I've had. It's pretty much, I only inked it up I think halfway since Philly. Let's see. Yeah, and it's almost done. I use pretty much like from here. But we'll see if I keep it inked up for a little bit longer into spring just to kind of get rid of it. But that's what kind of took place. And I actually even marked it up here. So that, because I had taken those two out and brought that new one in, it kept me at 12, which is ideally where I want to stay, which is usually 12 to 13 pens. But yeah, so when I had done that video, I just kind of I wrote down the colors and kind of talked about the pens. This time around, I did want to change it up a little bit. So what I did is I actually already made the lineup here. And what I'm thinking of doing this time is going along the lines of what I have it here, is just kind of swatching the colors on the side here. I think that'd be really fun to kind of show you more of the properties of the ink. Because as nice as I love doing the little writing samples, I think kind of showing a little bit of the full swatches and doing little close-ups would be really nice. So I'm going to bring you in a little closer and we'll get started. Right before I actually get into the swatching, I want to kind of show off two little things. One being this adorable cart I got at the thrift store. I don't want to tilt it too much because everything's going to fall out, but look how adorable that is. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it for every video where it houses all my inks, but for today's video, it actually worked out perfectly. The other thing I wanted to show off was kind of something I briefly mentioned in last week's video, which was how I store my pens. And typically I keep it alongside my journal bag. And with that, I also keep this small Delphonics in the water repellent material. And I'll kind of walk through briefly how it's set up. So on the side, I just have two little keychains. And then here in the front, in this shallower pocket, I keep all my mini pens. Right now, I still have a couple of the winter pens that I haven't cleaned out yet. So I got a couple of stragglers in there. But typically, yeah, I keep those in here. And then in the actual pocket itself, I have two pen cases. They're like fabric ones that I got off of Etsy. And I got one in 3 and then one in 5. And it ended up working perfect that the width of them fit into the width of the Delphonics up vertically, which is perfect because that's how I wanted to keep my pens. I didn't want to keep them horizontal, so this actually worked out really well for me. And what I also liked is that these bags have a little give, so like the pens are usually like this, like the bag, so I could fit, at least in this one I could fit at least 3 more pens, and in this one I could fit 1. So you can see I have a lineup of the 5 plus these 2, and then the 3 plus the 1, and then my minis in the front. So that is how I keep my pens. And so now we'll get into the swatching. All right, so what I'm using to do my swatching is this cherry blossom metal stir, some water, and a paper towel. So we'll just start right off the bat with a color that actually isn't even on here because the bottle is pretty big. This is the Cognac Brown from Graf von Faber-Castell. And we'll open that up. I'm just going to get a good amount on there. This brown was probably maybe the second or third brown I ever purchased. It's a really gorgeous kind of deep orangey yellow brown, kind of like what the name implies, like cognac. And what pen I have paired up in here is my Mike's pen that I got from the Philly Pen Show. And I've actually named this pen now Tiger Tail, just because the clip itself reminds me of a tiger's tail. So that's become its unofficial name to me. And this is inked up. This is with a medium nib. And so what I think I'm going to do, probably going to make that swatch bigger, but I think I'm going to do 3 across and then 4 down. I'm just going to write the name briefly here. So Graf von Faber-Castell in Cognac Brown. I'm not gonna lie, it is a little strange writing like this because I usually tilt my paper a little bit, but I think we're okay. So that is that pen there. And next up will be an ink that I have in the little shopping cart. So this is the Vinta Hanan. Let's see if the focus is on this. Yeah, and this is a custom color I had mixed. It does say Hanan, but the base of it is Hanan, and the colors I added to make this color for the pen I'm about to show you has Vinta Santa Cruz and a little bit of Vinta Pomana, which is like a dark brown, just to kind of add a little richness to this like golden yellow. Oh, make sure I get some of that shimmer that I added into it as well. There we go. If I have a color that I feel like I don't have like a pen that matches perfectly to, I'll adjust to suit the pen or the ink itself. And so for this one, I have it paired up with this gorgeous Mayfair pen in the Varia model. It's an eyedropper pen, and this is the gold leaf tortoise with the medium nib. And this is the first ever Mayfair pen I've gotten, and it's gorgeous. So I definitely see myself purchasing another one in the future. And what I really like about it is the back threads, which then post the pen perfectly. So that's awesome. Perfect. So we'll put this as the Binta Custom Hanan. And what I like to do if I have a shimmer, I like to add little stars to the side just to differentiate it from the other inks. There we go. Next up we have here the Linen Toolbar Matcha. This is a really gorgeous green that somebody gifted me at the Stationery Fest. And let's go nice large swatch here. This doesn't have a lot of shading properties. It has a little bit, but it's a really solid green. And the one I have for this one is this Jumbo Jinhao the Dow 9019 with a medium nib. And what's really cool about this pen, let's see if it focuses on this. It has a really cool kind of like heart monitor line. And I thought that was really cool added like addition to the nib. So this one, oh, let me move this card just a little bit over in my water. So this is with Linen Toolbar Matcha, but that's a lot. So I'm just going to put LTB for Linen Toolbar and Bright Matcha. And that's a really nice pairing between the two. And this is, like, it really is a big pen. Like, I have fairly, let's say maybe normal, slightly smaller hands, and this is just huge. But it does really feel nice in the hand. Next up, we have another sample. This is the, it's a sample though. I do have the full bottle, but I have it in a sample bottle because I did add shimmer to it, which is something that I really enjoy doing aside just mixing colors. Is I love adding glitter to inks that I have just to kind of spruce it up if I've used it already. So it's just kind of fun to add a little extra to it. And my favorite way of doing that is if you've seen the Waringle shimmer potions, those are great. This one specifically I added Mind Control, which is this bottle here. Let me see if I can shake it. Kind of see it's like really pearlescent, and you really only need a little bit. I have learned that the hard way because I am definitely heavy-handed with the shimmer and have ruined like the percentages because I think it's 1 to 10. And if you put too much of the shimmer, it might clog up your pen. So then you have to use more ink to kind of balance it out. And if you're okay with that, then by all means, definitely add as much as you want. But with this one, and I'm really glad with this pairing, like I'm pretty proud of it. So the ink is called Dominant Industries Seaweed, and I just recently got at the pen show the Esterbrook SDNC glass. So this kind of really picks up some of that green, and I immediately knew that I wanted to pair this for spring. So this is, again, Dominant Industry Seaweed. And then again, a shimmer, so let's add some stars. There you go. Moving on to a sample of a Korean brand called Three Oysters. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this brand. I personally really like it. I've tried, this one's called Gyeol Hanyo, and I've tried the Hanyo one, and they're both great. Like, they're really nice wet inks. I'd never had any issues with them. It's a really pretty light blue. And I will say it definitely looks more saturated on the screen, but it's a little bit more muted down. Now, the pen that I picked for this one is my second ever fountain pen, which is the Sailor Mizutama collab in Saizuri. This is just the profit model. Oh, something was on the nib. So this is, again, I really like this combination. And it might not be like a spot on match, but it's pretty close, so I'm really happy about that. All right, to finish off the second row, we have the this here Ferris wheel press Morningside Mint. Really nice minty green. No surprise there. And this is an ink I hadn't used. This is probably from a batch I bought when I was trying to get into fountain pen inks and just kind of see what varieties there was, especially in the lighter colors. And so I had not used this. I had bought this maybe like months ago. So I'm glad I could finally use it up for spring. And the pen that I have inked for this one is my first Sailor, which was the Dragon Palace in medium fine. And just like Lennon Toolbar, I'm just going to write FWP for Ferris wheel press. And this is Morningside Mint. This, again, love this pairing. I think so far there's a lot of matching inks and colors for this season, which I'm totally cool with. I might change it up for summer and just kind of go a little wacky, but for this time around, like, the colors are pretty, they're making me pretty happy. Beautiful. So now we're going into my second bottle, which is the Sailor Studio 140. This was probably, I think this is one of the inks that I got for this pen specifically to see if it would work out, and I really love this blue. It's a really nice, vibrant blue, like sky blue, and I think the pairing up with this blue sky pen is really fitting. Also the fact that it's a Sailor ink. Okay, yep, so that's that pair. What's the next one we have? Oh, another custom color. This one's the Irishizuku mix I made, which was a lot easier to remember this one. Funny enough, someone actually did mention that I should probably write down my mixes, like the percentages and ratios. And to be honest, I don't know why I haven't done that. When this person told me that, mentioned it, I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. And I'm probably going to start doing that. Thankfully for this one, it's a really easy 50-50 mix of Kujaku and Seoro. So that one won't be an issue for me to recreate if I wanted to. Oh, put a little bit more. There we go. And typically to clean off my little mixer, I just kind of take a dry paper towel and most of it comes off, and you could see a little bit left on there, so then that's when I'll kind of just dip in the water a little bit and get anything that's left off, and then that gets it pretty clean. That's why I really like the little like muddler / like glass stirrers, because they're really easy to clean and not having to get too much water mixed in. So with this one is one of the, this might be the first repeat pen. I think so. Yeah, I think this is one of the first repeaters from my winter lineup. The second I finished using this pen up, I cleaned it out and filled it with this one, which is this is my Platinum Provence in the emerald. Let's see if I can fit it. Kujaku and Sioro. Perfect. And then here we have the next color, which is, funny enough, another Irisuzuku color. And this one is Ajasai. And this is a really gorgeous, like, purpley blue. I fell in love with this color when I saw it. I was like, oh, this is not something I really have. I don't know if I'm going to commit to a full bottle, but I'm really enjoying it so far. And as the lineup over here says, this is with my Sanrio Pochaco Lamy dupe that I got at like an Asian store, like an Asian stationery store. Again, this one was actually also a harder color for me to match up to a pen because I don't have anything that's this blue. Like it either leans like too bright blue or too like navy blue. And so I'll show you this one. It kind of has like really light blue, purple text and line art. So I thought that one would actually work out really well. Because otherwise I would have paired this up with Morningside Mint. I think that would have been really cute. But you can even see in like his ear, like I feel like that picks up that color really nice, really nicely. So the next one we have up here is my favorite purple. This is the Monteverde in Birthday Cake. I absolutely love that this starts off as a dark, like a really dark purple, and then has a lot of that pink sheening, like the pink shading come through. You can even see it in the lid here, like it's very pink. And so we'll put this here, make it a little smaller just so I can fit the last three down here. A little bit more. Okay, that might have been a little too much, but that's fine. And that one I have here with one of my winter lineup pens, which was the Kaweco AL Sport in Vibrant Violet. Just move the card a little bit higher up. And slide this pencil core a little down. I'm moving everything around right now. So the Monteverde Birthday Cake is beautiful in this pen. Because it's a broad, I like that it shows off a lot of the properties. And I'm really not a broad pen like person, but I think that kind of picks that up really. The camera again, it needs a little bit to dry. But funny enough, that this is not the pen that I am going to keep for the whole season. I actually pre-ordered the new Pixie in the Plum Cream. I'm going to put it up on the screen here. I have that one waiting eagerly to come in so that I could swap out the Kaweco pen for this. I think that fact that it has the pink and the purple really kind of hones in on the vibe and feel, albeit it's not as vibrant as that pink. But I think the concept of it is really gorgeous and can't wait for that to come in. Awesome. So next up here I have an ink that I got at the Philly Pen Show. This is the Kingdom Note Sailor collab, the Lumpfish series. And the name is really, it's long every time I have to say it. Eumacrotrimus uinoi. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that relatively accurately. But man, is that such a gorgeous plum color. Like berry, like not plum, berry, like a berry purple. I had seen a couple of swatches when I was like, oh, do I want to get that ink? And I'm really glad I did pick it up. This one I didn't know if I was going to do it, because I was thinking of either the Le Bon Skeleton or the Twisby Iris because it has that purple. But I ended up going with this new pen that I got, which is the Natami Crystal with Rose Gold. And this pen is on Amazon for $18. Amazing writer. I fell in love with the model that I got the green one too. And now I don't know if I want to get the red one too. But for the time being right now, I am in love with this one. So this one, see if I can fit everything. And again, it's a really long name. Umicrotramus Uanoi. Alrighty, down to the last two. Here we have a little bit left of the sample, the Van Diemen's Cherry Blossom Dream. I have a lot of cherry blossom themed inks, including the Sailor Sakaramori and the Pilot Hana Ikara. And I ordered this one because I really wanted to see what this color would look like if I put shimmer in it. And so that's what I did with it. And the verdict is that I love it with glitter. When I finish this, because that's maybe another ink up. Really only have a little bit left in there. But it's such a pretty pink. And I have that one with what I think is my last winter pen. And that's my Twisby Diamond 580 and the White Rose Gold. I have this one inked up in a fine nib. And let's see what I can fit here because running out of space. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, there we go. And of course, can't forget about the little sparkles. And like, how cool is that? Like, I don't know if you could see the shimmer in there, but oh man, it's a sight to see. And of course, we have what ended up being a very last minute ink up. It's underneath this card here. And that is this brand new bottle that just came in of the Tono and Limbs Chocolate Cosmo. I also ordered the old book and two other colors. The other two haven't come in yet. But these are, the old book is a really gorgeous, like, true brown, and this one is a very plum color with brown undertones. And when I got this color, I knew I immediately needed to ink it up in something. It originally wasn't even planned to be in my spring lineup, and it just kind of ended up happening. And so that one is in my Platinum 3776 Shape of Heart Chai Latte. This is probably one of the very few ones that doesn't match perfectly, but something about the warmth of this brown and my Chai Latte pen just seemed right to me. So, okay, this is the Tono and Limbs. Scratch it before I drop it. Chocolate Cosmos. Yeah, so that is all 13 pens swatched. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry a little, and then I'm going to actually do some really good close-ups to show you some of the shading and the shimmers. So I'll see you back in a second. Perfect. So I'm bringing you up a little closer here so you could see some of the sheening and the shading and the shimmer, which hopefully, let me see if I can focus on it. You can see a little bit in the gold. Yeah, there we go. See the green there. Oh yeah, you could definitely now see it in the seaweed that added glitter than I added the Wear and Go potion. So pretty. Got the blues. And then you got, as I see, you could see a little bit of that pink peeking through that I was mentioning in the birthday cake. And that green sheening is so pretty in there. Oh yeah, now you can definitely see the glitter in the Van Diemen's that I added. And this one's not fully dry yet, but you could see even from the writing, like, it's such a pretty, like, plum brown. I really don't have anything like that, so. Just giving a full overview before we close out the video. Yay, so that is the entire swatching. If you stuck around to the end, thank you so much. Just wondering, like, what colors here have you never heard of and maybe want to try now, or what combination do you think I knocked it out of the park with? I'm just really curious. But yeah, that's everything I have lined up. I'm already so stoked to be using these. I will try to do a mid-season check-in, but we'll see what happens if I get more ideas and get sidetracked. But that is my goal right now. But yeah, thank you again, guys, so much for watching my videos. I hope to see you in a couple weeks, and stay safe and be good. Bye!